Put Namaskara Mudra. Close your eyes. Let us chant Omkara 3 times. Inhale. Om. Inhale. Inhale. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat, Parabrahma, Tasmai, Shri Gurave Namaha. Sadashiva Samarambha, Shankaracharya Madhyama, Asmadacharya Paryantam, Vande Guru Parampara. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. My pranams to all Atma Jyotis, divine light of the self. I welcome all of you to this session of Bhagavad Gita Shankara Bhashyam. I am a student. I am learning myself. I am making some notes and sharing with you. These sessions I am conducting as my learning experience. I am not a Pandita. I am not a Jnani. I am not a Guru. There might be mistakes in my presentation. Please forgive me for that. I am purely doing this for my learning purpose. Having said that, let me share my screen. So, we are going through still for the past couple of weeks, we are going through chapter 2, shloka 11, leading up to the bhashyam for that. So, a jnani's karma, how is it? Is the karma done by a jnani considered as a karma? Can it be considered as karma? What should be considered as karma? What should not be considered as karma? See, there are so many places where in Bhagavad Gita, people will say, Atma is akarta, it doesn't do anything, it's a non-doer. What exactly it means? What is the meaning of that? What is called as karma? What is called as akarma? One has to be very clear. It is not that you stop moving your hands and feet. That is not a karma. So we have to exactly define what is karma. So what it means is, even though a jnani appears to perform Vaidika karma, he appears to be doing it, it is not considered as karma. He will not attract karma phala. Because, and that karma, what the jnani does, is not linked or associated to his or her Atma Jnana. Krishna has performed many karmas as a Kshatriya, but none of it was done with a desire for result, for a selfish result, selfish desire. Hence, that karma phala doesn't bind him, and those karma of Krishna is not also associated to his jnana. That means that karma is not adding value to his moksha. A jnani has no desire for results of karma. Jnani is totally without selfish desire. He has a desire for Loka Kalyana, for the welfare of the world, but he has no desire for his personal benefit. He has no personal agenda. And the Jnani doesn't think that he or she is the doer of karma. You can call a person as a doer only if there is a selfish desire, there is a selfish motive. Then only you can call that action as karma and kamya karma, and the person as karta. If a person is doing selfless actions, working for the benefit of the society, benefit of the people, benefit of everyone involved, with an unselfish motive, then that is not considered kamya karma. That is not even called karma. That person is to be considered as akarta. He is non-doer. And jnani also has no sense of doership. What does that mean? Jnani knows fully well that it is the body and mind which are acting, and he is only the witness, sakshi. So one who has this firm knowledge that I am the witness, sakshi, that person is a jnani, and he is not identified with any body, mind, or role or ego. Then that person can be called a jnani. And when a person is not having any feeling that whatever the body is doing, I am not doing it, I am only a witness of it, that karma is not to be called as karma. And that karma is also a jnani's karma, is not considered associated with his jnana. Karma is not adding any value to his jnana or moksha. From the viewpoint of a jnani, he or she is not doing that karma. You may say that he is acting, he is doing some action, but jnani means he has no feeling that he is the doer. He is not the doer. He has no selfish motive, point number one. Point number two is, it is the body and mind which is moving, but I am not moving. This knowledge also a jnani will have completely, without any doubt, with full clarity. So in the jnani's opinion, he or she is not a karta, and he or she is not doing any karma, even though the body moves, some actions happen and all. What is the role of karma for a jnani? After Atma Jnana, whether a person performs karma or not, it doesn't make any difference. Really, it doesn't make any difference. For a Atma Jnani, whether he acts or does not act, it makes no difference, because Atma Jnani is fully convinced that it is the body, mind that acts, but he is non-actor. He is a non-doer. So it really does, and he has no desire for going to heaven or hell, heaven or better lokas. He has no desire for that. So a person who has no desire, how can he be a karta and how can he do karma? Karma means Vaidika karma, and Vaidika karma requires a karta and desire, a karta who has a desire for some heaven or pleasures. And since the jnani has no desires, he is not considered a karta. He is not considered doing karma. If a jnani happens to do a yajna, yaga, a karma, it appears like karma in the eyes of a person who is a ajnani. But in the eyes of jnani, he or she is not doing any karma, as there is no selfish desire. There is no selfish motive. Therefore, even though he does a lot of work to help others, there is no selfish motive. He doesn't want to derive any selfish benefits out of it. Neither selfish benefits can be money, power, influence, or any kind of satisfaction or a ego bloating may be happening. But a jnani knows fully well that he is not the body, he is not the mind, he is not the intellect, he is pure consciousness, Shiva Swarupi, Shivoham, Shivoham, Shivoham. And he is totally unattached to the fruits of the actions. He will dedicate entire fruits to the God, and he has nothing to do with any selfish desires. Such a person, even though his body acts, it is not considered karma. He will only do it for loka kalyana, loka sangraha. How does a jnani act? Those who know the truth. What is the truth? I am not the body, not the mind, not the intellect. I am pure consciousness, Shiva Swarupi, Shivoham, Shivoham, Shivoham. Don't think that I am the doer nor desire for the result. The jnani who knows the truth, the jnani don't think that I am the doer, nor the jnani does not have desire for the result of the action. Karma is possible only if a desire is there. The Vedic karma like Agnihotra, etc. are the sadhana, means for attaining a desire. See, Vedas are very clear. If you have a desire, they'll tell you, do this karma, this ritual, and you will attain the result, either in this life or after life. Initially, a person desires for heaven, so he starts doing Agnihotra, etc., Vedic karma in his daily routine. Before his desire is fulfilled, he may lose his interest in his desire. He may continue doing the Nitya Agnihotra, daily ritual, basically praying to God, you can think of it. But even though the jnani lost interest in the desire, what he started his karma with a desire, he lost the purpose. I mean, he lost interest in the desire to go to heaven. But still, he will be performing the Agnihotra even after attaining wisdom. In that case, such Agnihotra karma is not called Kamya karma. He is not doing with any desire. He doesn't have any desire. He doesn't want to go to heaven. He doesn't want to go to any other loka or anything. He has realized that Atma is Akarta, Abhokta, Ajnata. Atma is non-doer, non-enjoyer, and non-knower. So, such a jnani will understand that desire-oriented action leads to bondage, and he has no desires at all. Therefore, with the same barometer, if you look at the karma done by a jnani, you will understand. Jnani does it for loka kalyana and loka sangraha. He will continuously work for the benefit of others. If he is in a job, he is taking care of a family, he will take care of the family as if the family responsibility and duty is given to him by God to fulfill that duty. He will not have any ego, and he will still perform that whatever job he has to do, fully knowing well that he is not the doer, he is only the witness of it. With that knowledge, he will understand. Such a person, jnani, is called liberated one, and whatever action that jnani does is for the benefit of others. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says in multiple places, in Gita chapter 5, 7th shloka, it said, Kurvannapi nalipyate, meaning one is not touched by karma phala, even though he does the karma. Even though he does the karma, he is not touched by karma phala. Who is talking about? He is talking about a jnani. Or a karma yogi also, if he does a karma and he dedicates, gives up the fruit of the karma and dedicates it at the feet of Krishna, he will be free from karma phala. One is not touched by karma phala even though he does the karma. In Bhagavad Gita chapter 13, sloka number 31, Krishna says, na karoti na lipyate. Neither does karma nor karma phala attaches to him. So we are talking about a liberated one who neither does karma nor karma phala attaches to him. So these are the sayings, quotation from Bhagavad Gita, which talks about karma of a jnani. Then there are two places in Bhagavad Gita, 4.15, 4th chapter 15th shloka and 3rd chapter 20th shloka, which says in Bhagavad Gita 4th chapter 15th shloka, it says Purvai Purvataram Kritam, meaning ancients performed karma like this. And Bhagavad Gita chapter 3, 20th shloka, Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, Karmanaiva hi samsiddhim astita janakadaya. Meaning King Janaka and other sages attained siddhi by performing karma. So if you put an argument based on these statements that Krishna is teaching you karma, Bhagavan Shankaracharya is going to clarify how to interpret these two sentences to show that for liberation, jnana alone is sufficient. Karma, even though it is told to be practiced here, is more about unselfish, selfless action. So Bhagavad Gita 4.15 through 0.20, there are two types, two interpretations it can be given by Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya himself has given two interpretations. He says it can be told like this or it can be told like the other one. I'm going to give you both the interpretations here, both the ways of looking at it. So you can interpret it in two ways. First way, in ancient days, King Janaka and other ancient people performed karma for the sake of welfare of world with the wisdom that guna guneshu vartante. Body and senses are acting. I am not the actor. This knowledge is firmly rooted in the minds of King Janaka and other ancient people who, when they do some action, they will clearly know that they are not the doers, they are not the actors. Guna guneshu vartante. The body and senses are acting amongst themselves. I am not doing. So, a jnani like King Janaka, Janaka Raja, and other jnanis, even though they attained clarity of intellect, understanding of the subject, and they attained karma sannyasa, they did not stop doing karma. They performed karma and they continued to do karma. They took care of kingdom, they took care of family, they married their daughters. They have taken perfectly all the actions that are necessary to run the world. But internally, they were switched off. They were aloof. They know quite well that the world, as you see it, is not to be hankered after, is not to be attached to. There is no attachment in their mind. Whatever I told you, without desire, they continue to perform karma. So, this is one way to interpret Gita chapter 4.15 and 3.20. So if you go back in the slide, it is showed Purvai Purvataram Kritam, ancient performed karma like this. Karma naiva hi samsiddhi mastita janakadeha. How Janaka performed perfection, how he attained perfection by performing karma is like this. Guna guneshu vartante. While doing the action, he will always think that the body and mind are acting, I am not doing. So this is a viewpoint of a jnani. So interpretation 1 tells that Janaka is already a jnani and he has the wisdom that guna guneshu vartante, body senses are acting, I am not doing. So he already is a jnani. Therefore, whatever karma he performs, he knows clearly well that body is moving and senses are acting as per prarabdha, but he is not the doer. Therefore, according to this interpretation, King Janaka is a jnani to start with, and even though he acted, they are actually, their mind is in karma sannyasa. That is the point we have to understand. Second way of interpreting it is chapter 4.15 and 3.20. Second way of interpreting it like be King Janaka and other ancients performed karma as a worship of God and dedicated their karma phala to God, to Sri Krishna, and attained purity of heart, sattva shuddhi, which led them to jnana, wisdom, which led them to moksha. So whichever way you want to see it, so before a person, so interpretation 1 is based on the fact that Janaka is already jnani, so he has the knowledge that even the body is moving, he is not the doer. That is interpretation 1. Interpretation 2 is he has no feeling that he is separate from the body. He is a sakshi. He does not have that wisdom. He thinks that guna guneshu vartante also is not beyond his understanding. He is not a jnani. Even if you consider that Janaka and others are practitioners, their practice, they performed karma for the loka sangraha as a worship of God and dedicated their karma phala to God and attained purity of heart, which is called sattva shuddhi. Sattva shuddhi leads to jnana, wisdom, which will lead to moksha. This is the process. Therefore, jnana and karma cannot go together. Even Krishna says, first you attain sattva shuddhi. Sattva shuddhaye karma kurvantiti. Swakarmana tamabhyarcha siddhim vindati manavaha. In Gita 18.46 also, Bhagavad Gita says, Swakarmana, perform your swakarma, what are prescribed duty as per your varnashrama dharma, as per your ashrama in life, your family duties, your duties towards your parents, perform all of them as if you are serving Sri Krishna. That is the meaning of Gita 18.46. You should know fully well that every form, every person that comes and you encounter is a form of Bhagavan Sri Krishna, and you should always remember that your actions, whatever actions you do it as a worship of God. This will help in attaining purity of heart. When you start offering your work to Sri Krishna, your mind will become pure and pure, holy and holy, and it will have a lot of peace. And later, once you attain sattva shuddhi, you can do siddhim prapto yada brahma. Gita chapter 18.50 says, once purity of heart is achieved, then later it leads to jnana nishta, and that leads to Brahman, which is your own self. You will be liberated. So this is the understanding of these slokas. And therefore, jnana alone, we can conclude that jnana alone can lead to moksha or kaivalya, and not that jnana plus karma is required for moksha. Jnana is the necessary and sufficient condition for moksha. Karma is an added advantage where it can lead to sattva shuddhi, and sattva shuddhi may lead to jnana, and jnana leads to kaivalya. So Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, we will be showing this meaning of Gita clearly in various different sections with this stated position. So he has taken a position that Jnana Karma Samuchaya is not at all possible in Bhagavad Gita or Sri Krishna's teaching or in any teaching. Jnana Karma is not possible. A person has to be either following Jnana Yoga or Karma Yoga. Why? Jnana Yoga means he knows that body is acting and he is not acting. He has no desires. But if he cannot have this wisdom in a clear way, he can follow the path of Karma Yoga where he will do the karma, benefit of the world, and he do it as a worship of God and dedicate it to God. So this is the meaning of Bhagavad Gita. And Shankaracharya says, we will be showing this meaning of Bhagavad Gita clearly in various different sections. So then Sri Krishna starts teaching second chapter, 11th shloka to Arjuna. He will start it. The shloka, and because Krishna wants to establish that Jnana is the only path for Kaivalya to Arjuna, who is deluded in the ocean of sorrow as to what is right path, Krishna starts teaching Atma Jnana to Arjuna. This is the beginning of Shloka 11. Shloka 11 will start next week. We'll pick up Shloka 11. Contemplate on today's lesson and think about it, and you can give your questions or observations in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself. You can ask, and whatever you want to share, you can share. We have about 7 minutes of time. If you want to use this time judiciously, you can go ahead. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Therefore, Jnana Karma Samuchaya is not at all possible. It is not possible. They are mutually contradictory. Jnana and Karma cannot exist. Karma means Kamya Karma, a desire-oriented action. A desire-oriented action and a selfless service cannot coexist. That is what Bhagavan Shankara is trying to say.
Yes, thanks, Saji. It was very nice and very well described. So I don't have any doubts. Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the discussion today or the presentation today set a very good stage of to the future lectures as to a context about what you mentioned, that number one, that karma is the only way. Jnana is the only way to reach moksha, and
that does not mean you neglect karma. Karma yoga you have to do, and that leads to chitta shuddhi. And chitta shuddhi enables you to understand the jnana, and jnana leads to kaivalya.
Sure. So I think those are very good thoughts to, or rather, it's a very good background to what's going to come in the future weeks. So thank you for that.
So let us close the session. Put namaskar mudra. Asatoma satgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya, mrutyorma amrutam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Nanu Nanembudu Nanalla Ideha Manabuddhi Nanalla Sachidanandatma Shivananu Nane Shivoham 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 I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect. I am pure consciousness, Shivaswarupi, Shivoham, Shivoham, Shivoham. Antarjyoti, Bahirjyoti, Pratyakjyoti, Paratpara, Jyotireva Jyoti, Swayam Jyoti, Atma Jyoti, Shivosmyaham. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Krishnarpanamastu. Thank you very much. See you next week.